Heyo everybody, and welcome back to SRB2. Today, we go through the obligatory water level.
That isn't a Zor temple.
Oh, you're going the left path? I never go this way. I always go the right path.
I always go this way. Bruh, the easy one.
This is actually the faster path.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's faster and easier.
Is it?
Huh, really? I must have been just making it too hard for myself then whenever I played this.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you already getting PTSD flashbacks to the time I just spammed sandworms in Mirage Saloon?
Yes. Yes, I remember that, Kreg. Even debug mode is something else.
Bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend.
Nice. That's some movement.
Yeah, I fucked up the jump. Hump there, but like...
Yeah, I saw you trying to pull off the skip, but that's still good.
Speed run strats. And the part time for this stage is like pretty tight.
Yeah, I remember.
A minute and 15 seconds.
It is stupid. I know you can. I think you can mostly skip this part of the section with Knuckles because you could just climb up to that wall, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can probably skip it as like Knuckles or Tails.
I forget if I've done more time for this stage yet. It's been too long since I've done it.
Yeah.
By the way, this entire tower thing at the end of the stage is modeled, but because of where the end of the level is, you never actually get to go up the tower. Unless you bank yourself off like a massive wall shot to the side.
Well, that act was short.
I'd also like to point out that in 2.2, that was a completely new version of that act.
Yeah. That's what I think is new too.
Yeah, I think it's mostly new, but it still has the same. It still has the same. It still has the same motions of the original Act 2. I want to say. Because if memory serves me right, the original Act 1 in Deep Sea Zone was dreadful. It dragged on for way too long, and chances are, and it had parts where there was rising water. God damn it!
Nice.
Yeah, Drake spoiled that edit last
Problems chronic.
Kinda, and I'm like, oh.
Anyways, as I was saying, the original Act 1 of Deep Sea was absolutely abysmal.
Dang.
There were sections
I
where
never
were rising
beat Deep Sea before 2.2.
Exactly. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Especially it was the beginning of the stage that is 9 times out of 10 your game over area.
Metal.
Because in the beginning,
Speed run strat.
Get your shit together.
Because in the beginning of Act 1, you had a set.
All the slow paths.
At the beginning of Act 1 in the original before 2.2, you started out in this room that would eventually go up to the ceiling. But as you did that, the water level would then rise up to that ceiling area. Problem is, if you fell down, bubble spawners didn't spawn in that below area.
Yeah.
Meaning
I
you basically had
awful.
you basically had 30 seconds to get out of there, or otherwise
It was basically get good.
Well, eat it, basically.
Yeah.
You have to know exactly where to go, basically.
The reason why I told Metal to get his shit together earlier was because, like, apparently you could still drown his super.
Well, I mean, that's not. I don't
Like
think
Metal.
that's anything new. I mean, couldn't
Metal.
Supersonic still drown?
Yeah, you have to be hyper.
Yes, but like, this is Metal we're talking about here.
And it can quote-unquote drown because, as according to the official explanation...
Yeah, we did that last time.
Yes,
I forgot.
yes, we've covered that, but I
Well,
figured
that's
Super
because,
would offer an accommodation.
This is not the Metal Sonic that goes and gets stuff.
Oh my god, Zeera.
I got into SRB2 when 2.2 came out.
Yeah, 2.2 feels like a different game entirely.
2.2, I would say, is the definitive play SRB2.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Everything after that, everything before that aged poorly.
Music is
Everything before that aged,
perfection.
everything before that aged like a sledgehammer to the nuts. Speaking of which, the big killer. This boss before 2.2, this boss sucked.
Oh boy.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Because right now
because after
I saw Zeera
lots
fighting
of
that
time
one the other
spent
day.
struggling with the old Techno Hill Act 2, I finally got past it. It beat its boss, and then I get subject to what can only be described as Labyrinth Zone in 3D.
yeah. And the big reason why this boss sucked, you originally only had 4 platforms in those corner areas,
Yeah.
and then there was a piping system that Eggman would go through, and he'd only pop up in the gaps between those pipes. Now the problem is, every time he passed through the center of the arena, an electric shock would electrocute the entire water, which counts as a damage box.
Right.
And it does this
I forgot about that part.
every single time he passes through the center.
A little overkill, isn't it?
And if you're stuck in that set, and if you're stuck in the water, when he does that, you are guaranteed to take damage because you don't have enough time in order to get out of there.
Ouch.
Anyway, okay, we're on to the worst zone in the main campaign.
Amen.
It's not that bad.
The main
Sparks.
my main issue with Castle Eggman is well, number one, lack of direction. Lack of direction, because like first time playing, you're not going to know where you're supposed to go in this zone because there's just so many separating pathways.
I can't confirm. That was my experience. It was excruciating.
What? I never knew about this.
Ooh,
Hello,
so pretty.
Yep, there's an emblem in there.
What the hell?
I never knew about. I didn't know about that. Okay.
There's a lot of cryptic locations in this game, aren't there?
Yeah.
I found that once in a multiplayer session. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, I must have one of the secret emblems hidden here.
Yeah.
Metal is the fuck your level
Metal is
design
just
character.
like, fuck this.
Yeah,
He's
pretty
flying
much.
over everything.
You get to see more of that later.
Castle Eggman is mainly just designed to put. Castle Eggman, from my experience, is basically just designed to put your platforming reflexes to the test with like.
Gosh, that
And
was
when you're
harrowing.
metal, basically metal in this game is kind of like Venice in Civilization 5, where if you have an in-depth knowledge of the game mechanics, you can basically just break the whole thing in half when you're playing with metal.
Ultimate speed running machine.
Yeah.
Sorry,
exactly.
Oh, so basically like Ray and Mania.
Alright,
Gotcha.
And we just skipped over the Dark Souls reference.
Yep.
Yes, that's a Dark Souls reference. We know.
I only know that because of other
floating bridge.
Oh yeah, we're getting into one of the more unique things that Castle Eggman does for 2.2. It's intentional. Because guess what?
Stuff for some
Yeah.
reason.
This happens.
Yep.
Oh.
Here's this part. My favorite.
This part.
Oh,
I think we both
boy.
might have some
Run.
highlights of bullshit that's happened
Run.
to us.
Run.
I don't.
Yeah, there is a clip on my Twitch channel of me getting yeeted off the bridge by one of those shield badniks.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Yeah.
going straight and then I just get yeeted off to the side and I'm like, what?
Got out.
And now we're into Act 2, which I think aesthetically is the much more pleasing of the two acts, just really from a graphical standpoint, because it feels more like an actual fortress in this
Yeah, it feels like a gas
version. However, this is also where the difficulty really starts to ramp up for the game. Castle Eggman is what I consider one of the hardest zones in the entire game. Technically second. The hardest zone, I'd say, is we're not gonna. Was that a Roblox oof?
Let's not spoil, I guess.
Yep.
Why did I say it like Roblox?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why did you say Roblox?
I don't know. And meanwhile, Metal is just like, I don't need level design.
The ultimate speedrunning machine.
I can just imagine
Yep.
if
Skip is fast.
Flies over the stuff.
He is the true Sonic.
This way. I've never seen this fast before.
I am the one true
big
Sonic.
gimmick with Castle Eggman is a lot of hairpin twitch reflex platforming challenges.
Yeah.
Which would be easier with keyboard and mouse.
Living things kneel
That-
before
yeah,
your
that-
master.
That I definitely agree.
As he gets
agree
yoked
with.
backwards.
Using keyboard and mouse actually makes things a lot more precise when you're trying to control stuff like this.
And I mean,
I
it's based off the
actually
Doom engine to begin with, so...
I find the pad much more enjoyable. Then again, I'm a weirdo that basically plays with the style intended for keyboard on controller. The only thing I have difficulty with is that the air abilities still move in the direction of the camera rather than where your character's facing. So that has
It's based off the Doom engine, so you might as well use keyboard and mouse, in my opinion.
I much prefer the pad. But each
Might as
their own,
well.
I guess. It is.
The SRB2
music's badass.
soundtrack is really good.
It is.
Especially in 2.2.
Anyway, I don't know about you, but it was like fucking up the quality for me on this one periodically. I don't know why. It might be because the other one's also loading thing in the background.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one thing I was talking about. Castle Eggman is also one of the longest zones in the game.
Well, we're almost
You're
at the end.
But yeah.
Soda.
But yeah, after 3 minutes, and that's with going as fast as possible.
It is if you're not super.
This
Just a bit,
platforming
just a
looks
bit.
cutthroat.
And now,
Just a
onto one of the worst bosses in the game.
And now we get to
Yes.
the most
And we're at the end.
honorific boss in the entire campaign that everybody loves.
boy.
Yeah, this boss is
Oh
It is
no!
not, in fact, fun in the slightest.
This is probably one of the
But
most
don't worry, we'll
annoying
get to a
bosses in the
less
entire game.
fun boss later.
You heard my rage on my first playthrough? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets better once you practice at it because
Insert distressed
Yeah,
wheezing
kind
noises
of
from Sonic.
it actually gets a lot better the more you practice at it.
Yeah.
Because the buttons are always the same in these locations.
Yeah, but the other thing is that your rings don't respawn. You only get 10 rings for the entire fight. That's the thing with all bosses. Man.
Yep.
You only get 10 rings the entire fight. You lose all those
Yeah.
rings, you're pretty much hosed.
And
No, and then we get to this
stage,
section.
Just doubly annoying.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you move on past the button part and then take it slow and steady with this final part, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really
I
hard.
mean,
Making this look easy,
And
but
I have
can only imagine how hard
practiced
it
this,
is.
basically.
Yeah.
I didn't get hit at all during this fight until one point at the very end.
Yeah.
So,
Let me also.
no.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the part where you get.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you almost got a perfect.
Yeah, that's the part where I got hit.
This fight is easier in anything before 2.2, if you can believe that. Because of another thing, you didn't need to do the switches. The cage would just periodically lift up. Just periodically lift up, and then you just whack him in the face. And then the bleacher segment doesn't have the egg robos on them.
I see.
So
Yeah, those egg robos like to yeet you.
yeah, you get too close to those egg robos, they're just gonna throw you right back into the ring.
And
But
Alright.
anyway, yeah,
Alright.
this one's a short one because I was like,
And that is the end of
I
that part.
severely underestimated how long Deep Sea and Castle Eggman would take up. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'll
Yeah.
just do the rest of the zones into the main campaign in part 3.
So we'll
Speaking
see
of
you
which,
then!
We'll see you in part 3, everybody.
Yep.
Take
ya.
care and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.